What up, Mikey's crew? It's your good friend Michael here with another video game pickups video. This for the month of, let's see, July of the year 2022. This is going to probably be another long one. I don't think it's going to be as long as last month. Not as many games here, but I would say the quality of these games in this pickup video is going to be a lot better than probably the last one. Although I wouldn't say the last one was bad quality-wise. It was just there was more quantity of games for that. So for this month, once again, went to the local gaming stores in our area, and then also I made a trip up to Grand Rapids. There was 5 stores we visited up there, a couple of disc traders, the gaming warehouse, Play and Trade, and a privately owned store called Vidiots. So all the others were kind of chains. Although Gaming Warehouse, there's only one of those left now. And I think Play and Trade's more around the country as well. Then we also went up north, went to a store in Traverse City called GT Games, and also to a store in Hancock, which I think was called like Retro Repair. And they had more to their title as well. So we went up there for a vacation up to the UP. So I decided to go to a couple of stores up there as well. So there are some games that I'm not showing in this video. They're upstairs. My wife's playing them. There's some DS games she ended up getting. She got like a Harvest Moon, a couple of Harvest Moon games. She got a mystery game, a Puzzle Quest game. We also actually got stopped at a store in Petoskey as well. I think it's called Out of This World Amusement. We shopped there also for some games, and so yeah, that's basically all the places that we went to this month. It was quite a few number of places, but like I said, I think I spent more on quality than quantity this month. There's also some Animal Crossing cards we picked up from Double Jump Games. I didn't bring those down to show. We already put those in the book and put them away. So I'll get started with the one item that's not a video game, and that is a strategy guide. This came from Pixel Perfect Games, new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. So I'm definitely happy to add that into the collection. All right, I'm going to get started probably with handheld games here first. So the first one, this comes from Vidiots, and it's just Scrabble for the DS. That's all. All right, now we'll get on to some Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, and also some Game Boy Color, and then there's also some 3DS games here as well. So for the Game Boy Color, this I got from a Disc Traders. This was over, I think this was in Grand Rapids. I think it was at the last stop we made. I think it was like in Granville. So this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, 2nd edition. And then I also picked up, I think this was at Disc Traders in Battle Creek. I got Looney Tunes, what was that, Carrot Crazy. And then this I got from Pixel Perfect Games. This is Sabrina the Animated Series Zapped. And you think this would be like a $5 game, but no, this is like a $20 game. So, you know, just to let you know, if you're on the lookout for, you know, some games that are underpriced, that could be one that you might find. Kathleen ended up getting a copy of Lilo and Stitch. We picked this up from Treasure Quest. And then from Second Chance, I found Muppets, Spy Muppets, License to Croak. This one's more for Kathleen, along with the Sabrina game. And then this one's for me, Dexter's Laboratory Disaster Strikes. And from Pixel Perfect, I ended up picking up Kirby's Dream Land. I think the copy I had before was a Nintendo Player's Choice. So it would have, like, on the label there was like a ribbon that was in gold. And this one was just a regular normal copy. I'm trying to remember if they did that with this one or not, or if there was just something wrong with like my label, and that's why I ended up getting a different copy of that one. This one also came from Second Chance. This is for Kathleen as well. We had a loose copy before of this game, but they had a box copy of Sabrina the Teenage Witch Potion Commotion. This was only $8. as well. So and it's in very very good shape. The top you could see probably is the worst, like where like kind of like the obviously if that's from opening where that's not all stuck together. But there's literally like no creasing on this at all. This is like in fantastic shape. And then for 3DS, I ended up picking up Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I think this came from like one of the disc traders in Grand Rapids, along with Angry Birds Trilogy. It took me so long to find a copy of this game that actually had the manual with it. And then this came from disc traders in Battle Creek. And I'm surprised I didn't have this game already. And that's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. But it could also be every time I saw this game, it was the copy that was the player's choice. Or Nintendo Selects, I should say. And that's why like I didn't pick it up before. So that's probably the reason why. But yeah, now I think I have all the Luigi's Mansion games because I know I have the one for the Switch. I got the remake also for the 3DS. So I think I have them all now. All right, one PlayStation 3 game this month, and that is Kung Fu Panda 2, which I picked up, I believe this was at Play and Trade. And I don't know why it took me so long to find this game. I mean, it's not an expensive game, but for some reason it's pretty hard to find on the PS3. I think I could find it on other consoles, but I just never found it on the PS3, which was like very, very weird. Sorry, I got to take a little bit of a drink break. Now I'll get back into it. One Xbox 360 game I got, and this one's one that's kind of hard to find. It's not a really expensive game though. It's like maybe like a $15 game, and it's Crash Time Autobahn Pursuit. There's another Autobahn game. I think it's like Autobahn. I think it's police like in German is what the name of the title is. That's more like a $40 game. But yeah, this one I found up at GT Games up in up in Traverse City. So the more stores you go to, I mean, you're gonna find at some point, a game you're looking for. And so I was really happy to end up getting that. It is complete too, so otherwise I probably wouldn't have ended up picking it up. But really happy to finally get that and add it into the collection. All right, now it's just basically a stack of disc games, and then I'm saving the best for last. Couple of cartridge games, and then Switch and PS1. So up at Grand Traverse as well, I got Taxi Chaos. This is like Crazy Taxi. It isn't as great though, from what I've heard, but I am going to give it a chance at least and try it out. This came from I think the disc traders in Granville, and that's Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends. There's a title, say it 10 times fast. And then this is a sealed copy, but I am going to open this at some point. This came from Grand Traverse. It was a good price, so that's why I got it, and that's WRC 6. This next game, I have no idea why I could not find this at any game stores. Maybe because, a lot of people just threw this game away. But I found this up at Vidiot's. And actually, when I picked this up, this was like in a black case. So he must have had like multiple copies of this game behind the counter somewhere. Because it's actually now in an official Xbox case. And this game is not great by any means. Like the Metacritic rating on this is terrible. But I love the Top Gear series, so I figured I'd give it a chance. And it's Top Gear RPM Tuning. This is a $5 game. And I must have had this game on my list for at least over a year and could not find it. I couldn't even find this at the Midwest Gaming Classic. That's kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Like tons of vendors there, and I could not find this game. I don't understand why. Maybe it's so cheap, and people just, stores didn't want to take this game in or something, or people just threw it away. But it's really weird that I could not find that. This I found up at the store in Hancock I mentioned, and that's World Racing. And actually, I found a copy of this before. The only problem with it was that the artwork looked like some water damage to it, and part of the label was missing because of that. And this is a rental copy, I can tell by the case it's in, but it does have the manual with it, so I was really happy about that. Usually when you see like a rental copy, which like I said, I think this is, because this is not like a standard Xbox case, but it did have the manual, so that's why I ended up getting it. And then this one I must have found, I think I found it either up there or at some other, one of the stores I visited obviously this month, and that is Jaeger. So I've heard this game's decent, so I figured I'd give it a chance. It's a game, like a shooting game. I think like you're in like a vehicle flying around. So maybe it kind of would remind me of Crimson Skies. That's why I got it. All right, so now we're on to Wii, and I got a couple of good ones, or a couple of ones I've been wanting to find. Found this actually, this first game, Pirate Blast. I found it at Grand Traverse Games, but the same thing. There was part of the label was missing, so I decided not to pick it up. But then a couple days later, when I went out to, look for games in Grand Rapids, I found this at the Play and Trace, $10 game. It's compatible with the Wii Zapper, so this is like one of those kind of light gun games, which is why I got it, because I really enjoy playing those kind of games. So, and I think it's probably like an on-the-rail shooter game or something like that, so I know I would enjoy it. I think I also got this from the same store, and that's How to Train Your Dragon 2. And this next one is one I've been looking to add back into the collection for quite some time, but I just hadn't found a copy of it anywhere. And this came from Pixel Perfect Games, and one of the owners of the store said this is actually one of his games that came right out of his own collection. And this is the 25th anniversary edition of Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. Now, it isn't, this isn't great. Great in any means, because when this came out, I think when it was announced, people were probably thinking they're going to, Super Mario AllStars, okay, it's the Super Nintendo game, but are they going to update the graphics more? No, this is literally a lazy port that Nintendo did for Mario's anniversary. All they did was take the Super Nintendo game, port it to a disc on the Wii. It has the same games on it. Nothing has changed. They didn't update the graphics in any way. The packaging is cool. You can open that up. And the thing too, the guy left it sealed at the bottom, and at the top he cut the seal. The copy I had, I don't know if I bought mine used or if I did it, but basically people would take the tape and just rip it, and so you would end up ripping like the top art. So I didn't want to, so that's kind of why I wanted a different copy, because I wanted mine to be in better condition. And in here, there's also like a book that details Mario's history, along with like a music CD. The music CD isn't the greatest, because some of the tracks are literally like 5-second sound effects. I think that's like half the CD. So like I said, it's kind of was a lazy port of this, but it's still cool to have in the collection. The special edition stuff that comes with this is still sealed in here. I am going to leave it like that, because the copy I had before, I saw the book. I already ripped the soundtracks off the disc that I had before and put them on my computer. So I'm going to leave that sealed in there, but I probably will play the game again. And it does have the manual too. All right, next up is some PS2 games I got. This one I think I got up in Hancock, and that's Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift. Also, like a $10 game, was hard to find for some reason. This one I actually just watched a recent video on, and I got it probably mostly because of that. And this is Blitz The League. So Soft Drink Sports TV did a 10-minute video or so, 10 to 15-minute video on this game. And basically in this game, like if say a player gets injured, you can either decide to keep them out, or you can like inject them with drugs or something and they go back in the game. It sounds ridiculous, and it's rated M, because of like that, because blood, strong language, suggestive themes, use of drugs and violence. This is not like your typical football game. So if you want to play some like hardcore football, this is probably what you're going to want to do. And it's got like a good like Metacritic rating too, like an 80, like around 75 to 80. So it's a decent game too. It's not like it's a crappy game at all. All right, next up I got Drive to Survive. So this is like a vehicular combat game, which I like those kind of games, so I figured this would be a good one. This one I got up to Grand Traverse Games. This one, I guess, is not great. Doesn't have a great Metacritic rating. I found the first game earlier this year, and just actually a couple of pickup videos ago, and that's Metropolis Mania 2. I ended up getting. It doesn't look like it really has the same type of graphics that the first one does, so I can already tell it probably isn't as great, but I figure, hey, I'll give this one a chance. You like control different people in cities, and I think you do different like tasks and try to accomplish things. It does look pretty cool. All right, and then the next one here comes from Beltline Play and Trade, and this is Snoopy versus the Red Bear, and this looks like a really fun one. I love like Charlie Brown style games, so that's the reason why I ended up picking this up. So you play as Snoopy, you go around and like, biplanes, and you end up like shooting down, others in like dog fights. My version I had before was a little sun faded, so that's why I ended up, getting rid of it. And they had 3 different copies actually there of this game. This is like a $20 game too, so it's not exactly easy to find. This is a little uncommon, if you ask me. But this was the one that actually was not sun faded on the side, which I think mine was before too. But yeah, I'm really happy to get that back in the collection. And then got a really nice shooter here. I think this also came from Pixel Perfect, and it's Time Splitters 2. So I think there's only one Time Splitters game I'm missing now, and it's the 3rd one in the series. So this is a good first-person shooter if you have not played it. So give the Time Splitters series a try. I think it's very underrated. It does not get the love it deserves. I'm gonna take a quick drink break here, and then I'll get back. Where we'll end with the best stuff, I should say. So the first game here is a Genesis game. And this one I think is a little uncommon because you don't see this one around a whole lot. And it's funny because this is like a $20 game too. It's a sports game, so it's one of those uncommon sports games. And I don't know if the price is because of the guy on the cover literally just like retired this past season, or if this game is because it's uncommon or not. But I saw it at a Disc Traders. I think it was in like Lansing, and I was gonna get it, but it did not have the manual, so I passed up on it. And I'm glad I did. I got this game for 89 cents. That's how cheap it was. It was $1, but with the membership I had at Play and Trade, I got it for 89 cents. And this is Coach K College Basketball. So it looks like the NBA Live games basically, but yeah, this is crazy. It comes with the manual, which unfortunately does not fit in the case, but that's the way they designed the case. And the cartridge is in good shape too, which actually I had a loose cartridge already, so I just took my loose copy and put it in here and switched it out because mine was a little bit better. But yeah, $20 game if you can find it complete in box. So look out. This might be like underpriced at places. But like I said, I don't know if the game is that or not expensive. But if it's $20 because he basically just retired, and there's kind of like a lot of hype around Coach K now at the moment, or because this is an uncommon game. All right, this I know is an uncommon game, this next one. And this is an NES game. I got this from Disc Traders over in Battle Creek. I saw them post a photo of this, so when I went there the next time, I was really hoping this game would still be there. I love sports games. This is definitely an uncommon one. It's a good one, too, and it's Dusty Diamond's AllStar Softball. So it's a... Whoop! Sorry about that. Knocked the camera right over there. Bumping the table here. But yeah, this is a really clean copy of it. There looks like maybe some little bit of scratches on the back, but it's not bad at all. I don't really care. If the back was yellowed, I would change it out, but the scratches on it aren't like terrible, if you can see that in the light. But the label's in really good shape. All right. Next up, I'll do my Switch games, and then we'll end with the PlayStation 1 games, which I'll try to keep that out of... Okay, good. I was trying to keep that out of camera so you wouldn't be like reading those. All right, so first up here, this is a game that it just looks really goofy and funny. So I figured, what the heck? Like, why not pick this up? and it's called Just Die Already, Old People Mayhem Sandbox. So I mean, I picked it up basically because of the name of the game. It just looks really ridiculous, if you ask me. So it's like you're an old retired person in the future. People aren't having children, and there isn't anyone to pay for pensions due to those ungrateful millennials who prefer playing video games instead of doing actual work. And it says on here also, give the boomers what they deserve by having them fight for their lives. So this just looks like a really crazy game. I picked this one up from Disc Traders. I think it was in Granville. This one came from, I think I got this from Pixel Perfect as well. No, actually I picked this one up from, yeah, I think I did get this from Pixel Perfect. And this is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection and Legacy Collection 2. This is brand new, factory sealed, never been opened. And I usually don't buy like a lot of sealed games, but the reason why I did pick this one up like this is because if you read down at the bottom, it says that the second game is included on a digital code only. So if you buy this thing loose, just know you're only probably going to get the first 4 games of the collection, Mega Man X through X4. So you really want to buy this game brand new if you want to play all 8 games in the Legacy Collection. And there's like there's another game I'm looking for, Doom Slayers Collection. It's the same thing. You can only play Doom on it if you don't buy it brand new. So I'm looking for a new copy for that as well. I picked up Pokken Tournament DX. I'm not sure if I don't really remember where I picked that one up from, but I'm glad to get that one added into the collection. And then this one I also picked up from Grand Traverse Games. I'm telling you, I mean, this is a series I really want to get into. I have the second game on the PS2. I found it at Fanfare. I got it for like $100. The first one's like $500. I'm not going to get that one anytime soon, but I can play it on here. And this is Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, I believe is how you pronounce it. There's also a couple of games on the Game Boy Advance I'd like to get as well. I was debating on whether I should wait to get like a PS5 to get this. But the thing is, the physical release, they did not actually release this in the U.S. Although, I got it in the U.S. I mean, it's weird. You know, it's like they shipped games over here, but that's why I ended up getting it, I think, was because I wasn't sure, like, how long this game would be out there. You know, would it become, you know, rare, uncommon, hard to find? And Adam, from watching the vlogs, the Double Jump game vlogs, was really hyping Klonoa up. And it looks like a good series, so that's why I ended up really picking it up, was because he was hyping it up, and then 2, because, like I said, they really didn't release this in the U.S., but they did ship it over here. I think if I were to open this up, like from what I've seen, the cartridge like has Japanese lettering on it, but it is all in English, I believe. So yeah, that's, you know, like I said, the reason why I got it is because I don't want to, like, all of a sudden be having a hard time to find that game later on. I'm going to keep it sealed for now. I'll open it when I decide to play it. All right, and then the last stuff I got are PlayStation games. The first 2 in here, nothing special. I got, this is Sea-Doo Hydrocross, and also this came from Vidiot's Monaco Grand Prix. So a couple of racing games there. This next one, I think this is uncommon. This is not easy to find. And at least if I found it, it's been like without the manual. And this is Ridge Racer Revolution. I mean, it just has not been an easy game to find. And it's less than $20. But I'm just kind of thinking, okay, now the cat's in the picture. Baby! Here, come sit on my lap. So yeah, I'm thinking this game might be a little uncommon, and and yeah. So I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong in this, but yeah, I think this game is uncommon, and I'm really happy to get this added into the collection. Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna have to hop down from the table. Say bye, baby. All right, next up from Play and Trade. This is the last Army Men game that was on my list, I think, of games to get. And it makes sense, actually, with the title of it. It's Army Men World War Final Front. This is kind of an uncommon one. It goes for about 20 bucks. Actually, I take that back. I'm still looking for RTS, real-time strategy. So I think that's the last one I'm looking for. But this was one of the almost last ones I was looking for. And next up, I think I got this one over in Jackson or Lansing. I'm not exactly sure. This is Ridge Racer Type 4. So this is the 2-disc, edition game. So it comes with the Ridge Racer Type 4, and then it also comes with the bonus turbo mode disc for Ridge Racer as well. I had bought a copy of this from Pixel Perfect, but it was in a single case, and I was I don't know why I ended up buying it if I knew that it was 2 discs, because it only came with the turbo one. So I was like, dang it, what was I thinking? So finally glad, and I mean, it's like literally like the next month I find the 2-disc version, so I was really happy to get that. This is kind of an uncommon racing game as well for the PS1, and this is Touring Car Challenge Toka 2. I got this from Grand Traverse Games as well, so I was really happy to get this also. So if you're on the lookout for maybe some, harder to find, PlayStation games, look out for that. This next one came from Disc Traders in Kentwood, and this is Medieval. So I sold my copy to my friend Paul quite a while ago, like a few years ago, and so I've been looking for another copy since, and finally ended up getting it back into the collection, so really happy to get that. Still looking for the second one, which I think I also sold to him as well. This one is also another uncommon racing game, and this came from the Gaming Warehouse. And this is Colin McRae Rally 2.0. So there's another Colin McRae Rally game, which I think is a little uncommon to find as well. It's about a $15 game. This goes for about $50, this one does. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, I think, for a racing game. But hey, if you like racing games and looking for an uncommon one, and a good one, get this one. All right. Second to last game here. This came from the store in Hancock, Retro Repair. And I was really shocked to see this out on the shelf. And I think the guy that actually owned the place was really shocked this was out on the shelf and was not in the glass case. And that is Jersey Devil. Because when I saw it, because I knew this was like a $60 game. And when I saw it on the shelf, plus the disc was in there as well, which I couldn't believe. So that was really crazy. Really happy to add this platformer game into my collection. This looks like a fun one to play. And I love playing all the different kind of platformers. So really happy to get that. He was definitely shocked. He knows that the prices went up on stuff, but didn't realize that one was out there. And I was happy to find it. And then the last game to end the video comes from Pixel Perfect Games. This also came from the same guy's personal collection that had the Mario Brothers anniversary game. This game was like a $40 game at one point. Could never find it, and it's doubled in price since. And this is Bomberman Fantasy Race. So this is kind of a weird racing game. So if you know like those like little like, I don't know what you call these, like rabbits, I guess, that Bomberman rides on, like, around like the puzzle stages, like, trying to, lay the bombs down. You race on top of these in this game. So it's definitely a weird, kind of racing game. It's made by Atlas as well. So this one's definitely out there. This is a very clean copy of the game that I got. So definitely happy to get this into the collection and off my wish list as well. So what did you think of my collection, or what did you think of my pickups video? You can post any comments in the comment section below. Just want to say Mikey's Crew, you guys are the best. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to you in the next pickups video in August. Take care. Hopefully I'll find a lot more great pickups.